Welcome to Session 4 of the Fractions, Decimals, and Percents mini-course. The objectives of this session are to use Cuisenaire rods as a manipulative for illustrating fraction concepts, to explore the fraction concepts of equivalence, unit and non-unit fractions, and reciprocals, and to introduce the NCTM Communications Standard. This session will begin with a brief overview of the NCTM Communications Standard. We will then spend 15 to 20 minutes reviewing the homework solutions from Session 3. We will follow that with 15 minutes of investigation with Cuisenaire rods. Then, we will spend about 20 minutes each on two activities, measuring on a map and investigating the relationships between the Cuisenaire rods. Finally, we will reflect on what we learned and discuss the Bringing It Home activity for this session. The NCTM Communication Standard states that instructional programs up to 12th grade should enable all participants to communicate their mathematical thinking coherently and clearly to peers, teachers, and others, and analyze and evaluate the mathematical thinking and strategies of others.
Good evening. Thank you all for coming back. This is our fourth session. Okay, we're going to look at the homework from last week where we're using pattern blocks or pictures. Okay, it takes 2 1/3 cups of water to make 2 servings of soup. That makes 2 servings. So if we drew a picture, okay, here's a hole, here's a hole, here's 1/3. So we have 2 holes, 1/3. Oops, sorry. This will make 2 servings, okay? We want to know how much water will it take to make 5 servings of soup, okay? So we already at 2. So what can we do? Add a, okay? Mr. Bama says we're going to draw this again, okay? How many servings will we have now?
4 2/3.
We have 4. How many servings? How many servings?
4 servings.
You have.
2.
There's 2 more.
Yeah, 2 more.
So how much is this in all together? It's 4 servings, but how much is this in all together?
4 2/3.
It's 4 2/3. How many more servings do we need? 1. So how can we figure out 1 serving from this? Xander, what you thinking? Okay. Anyone else have any other suggestions how we can figure out 1 from what we have? Can we get 1 from anything?
We can have 1 whole.
So we can take 1 whole out.
1 whole out.
Okay.
Yeah, trying to figure out how to split that fraction.
Okay. Mr. Pelt want to know. Take out 2 wholes. 2 of these. Okay. How you come up with that?
Because you got 4.
Okay. Mrs. Welch is saying that we have 4/3 left. If we split them up, like Xander said, you have 1/3, 2/3, 3/3, 4/3. And Ms. Welch wants us to take half of the 4/3 that we have left. Okay. So what we have here, you have 1 whole and 2/3 to make 1 serving. This is half of here. Mr. Pep said that you had 2 holes, and he took half of it, which will give you 1 whole. Ms. Welch, wait a minute, one moment. We already split this up. We gotta split this one up. You see it? Okay? So we can't use this one. We're gonna split this one up into half. So what is that? 1/6. This will be 1/6. You see it? Okay? All right. Do I need to draw it again? Explain it again? Here. So how much is it all together? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got this. So can you split, make all these 6s? You got 5 wholes, 5/6. You got 5 wholes, 5/6. All right. Let's look at number 2. This week, Angel volunteered for 6 2/3 hours at an animal shelter and 3 1/2 hours at the Children's Center. How many hours of volunteer work did he do for this week? So what operation will we be doing here, students? What you got? You'll be doing addition. Good job. Good job. So Angel worked 6 2/3 hours, and then at the animal shelter, and then 3 1/2 hours at the Children's Center. Okay? I want you all to discuss with your parents for 3 minutes. Okay. All right, Ms. Johnson is going to explain number 2 for us, what she found. The question for number 2, this week, Angel volunteered for 6 2/3 hours at an animal shelter and 3 1/2 hours at a children's shelter. How many hours of volunteer work did he do this week?
First, you have to find your least common number, which would be 6. So 6 2/3 is equal to 6 4/6, which 3 and 6 go 2 times, and 2 times 2 is 4. 3 1/2 would be 2 and 6 go 3 times, and 3 times 1 is 3. So 3 and 3 6 hours. And then when you add them together, you get 9 and 7 6. So I broke it down. I went 9 plus 6 and 7 go 1 time, and 1 6 hour left over. So 9 plus 1 and 1 6 is 10 and 1 6 hours that he worked all together that week.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Okay. In the classroom, a lot, 4th graders have not gotten to this, nor 5th graders. We are getting there, okay? We are getting there. This is what we're headed to. So parents, this is what you will start seeing. You will see this soon. And 3rd graders, you might not see the mixed numbers, but you will see the fractions. Okay? All right. Let's look at number 3. If you could discuss it at your tables. Maria used 8 5/6 feet of pipe to repair the sprinkler system in her front yard, and 6 1/3 feet of pipe to repair the sprinkler system in her backyard. How much more pipe did she use in her front yard than her backyard? Okay, take about 2 minutes.